So why do we have the ducks? He says to watch them walk around. You know.
They lay eggs.
Well, that's true, and that's some of the best eggs to cook cakes and stuff like that with.
Yeah, ducklings are good. Ostrich eggs are good, but they're huge. It's like this giant omelet. But I don't know. I ate it once. That was about it.
No, that I've had an ostrich egg, and it's nasty.
It's like you're eating a small bird embryo or something. I don't know. It's not right.
Yeah, it's definitely not right. All right. So we're
Can we please move on, please?
Moving right along.
Good conversation. I'm loving it. Loving it.
Absolutely. So have you guys figured? How did you like Leon on you guys' show last week?
Very informative.
Yes, I was listening to the show, and you know, everything was going right along really good. And then I woke up and it was 3:00 in the morning. Oh no!
So really we bore you.
No. I was enjoying it, you know, and I'm trying my best to stay awake. But Teresa and I had just had a terrible week, and we had totally exhausted with her aunt getting sick and stuff like that, traveling back and forth. And neither one of us getting any sleep. So I leaned up, trying to listen to the show, and I think Teresa told me we weren't going to make it or something, and we didn't. I do apologize, but yeah, Leon is always a good guy. When we have him on our show, he's so packed full of information, and he's very, very passionate about what he does, and he's really, really stoked about next week's show.
Right.
So I hope all that works out. So have you heard anybody this group? Let's say this group.
Okay.
Have you found any clients that they've actually had, or?
No. I'm hoping that nobody got the chance to find out about them. I think the only people that found out about them was the paranormal field because of that lovely little post I had shared that went viral, basically. But yeah, I don't think they actually had any clients, thank God. Because I got on that pretty quick.
Well, you know, I noticed on their little description, you know, they had like 30, between the four of them, they had 30 years plus experience in the paranormal and things like that. I kind of doubt that. I mean, what do you think?
I highly doubt that.
Well, seeing they're all in their early 30s.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I mean, see, they'd all have to have started when they were about 20, if not a little earlier.
Well, you know, if you want to get technical, okay, and I'm giving away my age. Oh, no. I could say that I have 45 years experience in the paranormal because...
Damn, you started when you were in the womb?
You
came out going, ghost!
Yeah. When I was born, I lived in a haunted house. So, you know, I could claim 45 years.
Right.
You spread it open and said, I am here.
Oh, my God.
I am hunting ghosts.
Did you know that I am 45 years old, right?
Oh, my God, Will.
I know. And you're saying you have 45 years experience.
So when I was a baby.
So right when you popped out,
exactly.
Boom! I got this under control.
Because I lived in a haunted house, so I can claim it.
Everybody step back. I am taking control of the situation.
Yeah, I cried all night long to, you know.
You sound like Donkey Kong. Well, that was wonderful. Brother, you have made my night, man. That's analogy like that, man. You'll never forget it.
But literally, I think that's what they were basically doing, was counting their age and saying that, since they've had paranormal experiences their whole life, that they had, that under their belt, so to say.
Well, having experiences and then
working with it
and investigating it and if you will, getting rid of it, that's a totally different thing.
Yes.
I mean, I think I would say they had 0 years of that and 0 experience, and it's kind of like the show that I called into that you guys were on. Honestly, I think they were scammers from hell. I mean, really, they were looking for a way to jerk a buck out of somebody, and I literally heard this guy tell Leon that he would charge $1 million, and it really wasn't bothering him one way or another.
Yeah.
And that's just crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and they definitely, I don't think they ever did this ever before.
No.
I mean, technically, Will and I have been doing this for 5 years.
Right.
And I don't go around claiming the 45, because that would be just ridiculous. But I honestly think that that's what they were doing, though. Claiming their, age and that they've had it since they were, a child or whatever. But that doesn't mean having experiences your whole life is not counting towards, hey, I've been doing this my whole life. It's a totally different game here.
Right.
Right. I agree. And honestly, I feel a lot like you were talking about the other day, Becky, that I think that they just sat down at the computer one day and said, what if we do this? Wonder what kind of reaction would it get?
Right.
Okay. And then because they do profess being Satanist, and that type of thing. So maybe they were in whatever state they get in, and they get in front of a computer and they say, we're going to mess with all the people, and I don't think that they got, I think they got more of a response from the paranormal community than they anticipated.
Right.
Right.
And we should have, they should have gotten a bigger one. I mean, honestly, because that's just stupid stuff. But hopefully this is all kind of said and done, and
I hope so.
And everybody can learn a lesson from that. It's like this is a black area. It's not a gray area within the paranormal. You don't charge. You don't do this type of thing.
Right.
You're gonna get lynched, like Will said. It turned into a mob lynching.
Yeah.
And
well, and that was one of the issues, and this is what got Will and I really on our preaching mode, is when I made that post, my whole point of making that post was to inform the community that people were out there charging, that we need to come together to make sure people don't charge, and making clients aware that they don't pay. That was a real major goal, was
right.
Making sure clients knew.
Right.
So when I started that, it was not a way to let's bully this group, let's come down on them, let's do this and that. It was more like, let's explain to them why it is wrong. Let's not make them famous, but just put word out there between all of us in the community and outside of our community to show what's right and wrong. And some of the people did that. That was great. Other people took it a little beyond that. That kind of frustrated me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Will and I got in on this preach mode about, if we want this community, because honestly, the paranormal field has gone to hell.
Right.
I've seen it go to hell in the 5 years I've been in it, and I haven't been in it that long. And if we want this field to be respected, we have to be respectful. And in order to be respectful, you don't go around bullying and lynching people for doing things like this. You don't call them out. You freaking explain why it's wrong.
Right.
And when they called me out, which they didn't call me out by name, but when they did call me out, I went back and I said, look, I am not saying you can or cannot do this. I'm not saying anything against you guys because I don't know you. But my thing here is you do not charge.
Right.
And that's what I kept focused on.
Isn't that saying you can't do that?
Well, I'm saying you shouldn't charge. I didn't say you can't charge. I said you shouldn't charge.
Right.
And it just, I saw the spiral effect of this. And it really amazed me how far that post went. And I found it funny because my name started getting left out of it, which is fine, whatever. But to see it go around and around, and people are like, oh, yeah, we'll take that challenge, when that challenge was directed towards me and Will. It was funny just to see it spiral, and how far it went. And everyone's, speaking up, oh, yeah, we'll do this, we'll do that. And the point just kind of got lost at some point in time.
Right.
It wasn't. It should have been educate, not lynch and bully and piss on each other.
Well, now, I agree with that 100%. But when people, as this group, and I don't even want to call them group, as these individuals, kept it going, by insulting, and whenever they crossed that line, it was done with. I mean, the education stopped. They're drawing a line. So here we go. We're going to cross it because we're in the paranormal. We're trying to do this correctly. We don't charge. We put all the money into it to help people. And then they come in, pull the crap they did, and then they want to stand off and taunt people, basically, is what they were doing. Like the video that they did, the live thing on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
That's all they were doing, was taunting people, and getting the publicity. Yes, we don't need to give them their publicity, but that's what they're out for. And now they're out there to make all the people in the paranormal look stupid.
Yeah.
Right.
And that kind of fires me up, and I could really care less if they feel like, oh, we're being picked on. I could care less, because you started the fight, and you tried something, you put something out there. I would have, if I wanted to do that, and forgive me if I stutter around a little bit, I would have got on Facebook, hey guys, what would you think if I did this and charged $10,000? And then I would back up and watch everybody call me an idiot. Okay. Okay. Well, I take it. Well, that's not a good thing to do. All right. So these guys jump on the bandwagon, and the whole thing with their buddy named, well, you know what the buddy's name was. And he's like supposed to be the Antichrist or something, the way this guy talks. And, it's scary if he gets upset. Who cares? I mean, really? There's innocent people being taken advantage of by these kooks. And if they did go into someone, they're going to target someone that has some sort of mental issue or schizophrenia, or an elderly person that has no idea what's going on. They're not going to investigate. They're going to get a picture